Remember, the 3rd of November. And that is because that is the date the most hyped and anticipated set of the year has dropped. And that is none other than the Rarity Collection. So whether you're trying to bling out your collection or pick up some cheap staples, this is definitely the set for you. So in today's Market Watch, we're going to be going over some prime cards to be keeping an eye out for or potentially picking up before the price goes up for good. So let's get right into the Market Watch. Now, as the start of the Market Watch, I'd like to address the elephant in the room, or the pack, and that is Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring. And we know Ash Blossom is probably the most anticipated card of the set because everyone wants to bling out their Ash Blossom or get a cheap version of it, but it is definitely a card I would like to cover. Now, I'm not saying run out and buy Ash Blossoms. I'm saying it's definitely something I want to go over because that's what a lot of people would like to see, and that is definitely the Quarter Century Secret Rare. And that's because these started at about $300 pre-sale and have dipped down to $165, which, I mean, that's nice. You only pay, half that, but that's Ash Blossom, okay? Now, the rarities we're going to be going over primarily today are Ultimate Rare as well as Collector Rare, and I'm going to try to keep things fast-paced because we have a lot of stuff to cover, okay? So, let's get right into that. Now, Ultimate Rare Ash Blossom is actually sitting at about $28, $29. If you would have told me that's what Ulti Ash Blossoms were at a couple months ago, I would have freaked out. Collector rares are actually sitting at about $24, which is not too crazy. Now, again, I definitely wanted to go over Ash Blossom because it was one of the main cards that a lot of players would want to go over. Not saying go out and get it. I'm just saying definitely a main card. But a card I would definitely recommend going out and grabbing might be Ultimate Rare Reasoning. And that's because these are actually extremely affordable for the Ultimate Rares, okay? Literally like $2, $3, closer to $2 at the top of the chart. But Ultimate Rare Reasoning is a beautiful card on top of extremely affordable. And if it ever goes past $1, this is definitely going to go past, what the value is right here. And collector rares are actually following similar suit, literally being about under $3 a piece, okay? So again, Ultimate Rare Reasoning, definitely a card to be considering if that's, something that you would be putting in your Inferno deck perhaps one day. After Reasoning, we do have Dimensional Barrier. And honestly, this is one of the main cards a lot of people have been kind of going for as well. But Dimensional Barrier is seeing a very fair price, a little bit under $7 down here, closer to, like 6 and some change at the very top. But considering this is for an Ultimate Rare Dimensional Barrier, not too shabby. And then we also have the Collector Rare variant of it, literally less than $5 a piece, okay? And the lower you go, some of them are decently cheap, so around $5 for the Collector Rare Dimensional Barrier, which is honestly not that bad, and I could definitely see increasing in price. And I'd like to note that the Ulti has actually kind of bubbled up from about a $4 or $5 tag, and that is kind of the story with some of these, is some of them kind of have hit their bottom and started bubbling up a little. So some of these you might want to be grabbing a little bit before they keep going up. After that is Ultimate Rare Compulsory Evacuation Device, and honestly, I'm hyped to see an upgrade for my secret, okay? And yeah, you got the Turbo Supers, but now you got the Ultis. And literally for less than $5, around $4.50, you can definitely pick up some of the Ultis. Even cheaper if you're able to get multiple from one seller. But Ultimate Rare Compulsory Evacuation Device is something I could see in the future, especially if it starts getting teched again. Be really nice to be having. And then we also do have the Collector Rare Ulti, or the Collector Rare Compulses, sitting at about $4, about $4.50. So not too shabby for Compulses Collector Rare. After that, we got another fan favorite card, and that is actually Called by the Grave. And this Ultimate Rare looks amazing, and I like to say for the Ultis versus Collectors, it really is just depending if you want that nice special texturized background for the Ultis or the Sun Ray for the Collector, and both look amazing. But for Ultimate Rare Called by the Graves, we're looking for about $5 for this right now, okay? Not that bad, and honestly, these have been sitting around that same price with, not much fluctuation. Kind of similar story to the Collector Rare, sitting at about $5, closer to $6 the lower you go. But again, if you would have told me these were the prices months ago, I would have been very surprised. And if we ever seen an increase in these cards from one to anything, they will definitely see an increase in price as well. After that is Dark ruler no more. And now we're seeing very affordable ultis at about $5.50, you know, maybe a little bit under $6 the lower we go after we include that dollar shipping. And then for the collector rare, we're actually sitting at about, you know, $4. Yeah, looking about $4, maybe 4 and some change once you get a little lower. Yeah, some of these up there about 5s, but the lower ones are a little bit cheaper. After that, and I would like to say this is one of the most beautiful cards I've seen when I was looking at some pictures, is Summon Limit. Now, ulti summon limits, very, very nice, very beautiful, very cheap, okay? So we're seeing them at about $3.50, okay? And again, we do even have sellers with multiple of them if you want to pick up a playset right away. And then we also have collector rares as affordable as well. Literally $3, about $4 the lower you go. So very nice for Summon Limit. And again, you know, I definitely recommend looking up some of those pictures before you buy because they are beautiful. It actually kind of makes you want to buy them even more. Next on that list is a personal favorite because of how beautiful it is, and that is Lone Fire Blossom. And honestly, considering these are seeing prices of some staple cards like the summon limits, it's kind of nice. But we're seeing Lone Fire ultis sitting at about $3.50. You know, not as cheap as you could say you could see them because of the other staples, but not too pricey either. And then we're seeing the collector rares actually about $3.50 as well. So, you know, just depending on the version you want, you know, picking those up might be the play. Now we'll be switching up a little bit to some going second cards or side deck cards that a lot of people do play. And the first one on this list is Lava Golem. And honestly, when seeing that we were getting ulti lava golems, I was excited, okay? And I was even more excited after seeing these prices because they're literally like under $5. And once you get lower, you're gonna be hitting that $5 mark, but not too shabby for ulti lava golems. And then for the collector rares, we're actually seeing them a little bit higher for that, okay? Less than, you know, $6 a piece. You could probably find some for that $5 to get that nice shipping included so you don't get ganked out of $1. But lava golem ultis 5s, collector rare 6s. Following suit, we got the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode, and ultis for this are very beautiful, as well as collectors because of where the sphere is located in the picture. But ultis sitting at less than $5, close to $4.50 a piece at the very top. And then the collector rare is actually affordable as well, literally like $3.50, okay? So very, very nice for whichever version of the Raw Sphere mode you would want to be picking up. And then kind of following suit, again, with these kind of popular cards, we do have Dimension Shifter Ultimate Rare. And this kind of like, you know, a little bit higher up than the Lone Fires. We're seeing like, you know, $3, $4 here. And then we get into the $5 to $6 mark for the ultimate rare shifters, okay? Then collector rare shifters, kind of a little bit lower. Again, close to that $5 mark, very close to the $5 mark once you get a little bit lower and probably crossing over, but not too shabby, honestly, for where shifter could be, especially seeing how high the secrets were when they were like the only printing, okay? But man, how the mighty has fallen. Next up on the list is Nibiru, the Primal Being. And this is actually a very interesting one because not only has it already had like a higher printing of it, but it's kind of seeing a different tale than some of them. We're seeing the ultimate rare Nibiru sit at about a comfortable $8, maybe closer to $9 the lower you go. And when I was kind of hunting for this card, I saw it about $4 to $5 and I didn't get it. And it has gone up, okay? So definitely do keep that in mind that a lot of the bottoms on some of these cards has been met and they're slowly starting to bubble up, okay? So do keep that in mind. But Ulti Nibiru is definitely a card a lot of people are interested in and is still a decent price for what we're looking at. And then we're looking at the collector rare Nibiru, which is actually higher price, close to $10. And that's because if you've seen that, it is a very beautiful card. After that, we're going to get to some more meta staples, and that is Ultimate Rare Evenly Matched. And I would like to say this is definitely my favorite card out of the set, okay? Now, Ulti Rares are definitely a very comfortable $8 and some change, but I do believe for Ulti Evenly Matched, That's nice. I mean, my brain would have exploded hearing that a couple months ago. Collector rare evenly's a little bit higher, again, because of that sun ray, you know, style on it. We're seeing about $12, maybe a little more for the collector rare evenly's. And again, I still do believe that's a fair value. And I do believe those could definitely see an increase in the future. Kind of following suit with the meta calls, we have triple tactics talent. Now, the ultimate rare tactics talents are sitting at about, I mean, they kind of fluctuate. It's like $10, $11, $12, $13, okay? Again, Talon's ulti, I saw them as low as 7s. So kind of like the Nibiru, they've been going up, and they've actually gone up a little farther and harder than the Nibiru and held. Where we are actually then, we do have the collector rare versions sitting at about a comfortable 13, 1350, okay? Not too bad for the collector rare talents, and not too bad for some meta cards that are blinged out. Now, the last of the super meta bling is Pot of Prosperity. Definitely had to go over this card because of how popular it is. But Pot of Prosperity ultimate rares are literally between $13 and $14. And again, kind of like much like the evenly, if you would have told me that was the price months ago, my head would have popped off. Okay. After that, we got the collector rare pots, and those are sitting at about $16, a little bit under, but again, not too shabby. Then to finish off the market watch, we got a few kind of notable mentions of nice cards, and the first one on the list is Downard Magician. And ulti Downard Magician is actually seeing some almost, dare I say, penny stockage. Okay, we're seeing them literally like 50 cents, $1.50 once you hit that shipping, which is literally, the shipping's more than the card. So once you can buy multiples from certain sellers, you are looking very good on ulti Downard Magician. Collector downards are only following about similar suit, slightly higher, okay? But for $2, you're getting one, and you can kind of get multiple from one seller to kind of shave off that dollar shipping. Now, after that, and again, another personal favorite of the set, probably my second favorite card to pick up, is Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. And I love this card so much, we're going over the quarter century secret rare as well. So quarter century is literally like, you know, $5.20. So that's pretty cool. Literally less than $6 gets you a Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. And if you are even considering taking the shot Ghost Trick versions in any of your builds, I would definitely consider picking up some Mischiefs now, okay? Whether we have the quarter centuries or the ultis that are looking like a snack at the price they are at, literally like $1.70 for one of them, okay? And again, if you buy multiple from a seller, you are getting them for a steal. Collector rare Mischief, kind of a little bit different, you know, look here, but not too much different. So about less than $2, you can get yourself a collector Mischief as well. And a few of them are actually selling multiple from one seller. And then the last card on today's list is Masked Hero Darklaw. And again, it did have a older ulti that was really high up, but the ultis that we're looking at right now are about $7, maybe a little bit less than $7 for them, which is not too bad. And then the collector rares are also sitting at less than $5 a piece. So if you're looking at picking up some ultimate rare Darklaws, not the worst time to be doing so. And guys, that is the Market Watch. If we missed anything you think we should cover, definitely comment it down below. As well, what is the chase card you were after in this set? What is your favorite rarity and on what card? I definitely want to know. And as we get these cards in the mail, we're going to be posting up shorts of them so players can actually see what they look like and how amazing they are. All right. But as always, if you got anything from the video, do hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, we're going to have some more videos flashing up and to the sides. But most importantly, stay safe, have a good night, and suck it, nerds.